All right, welcome back to Let's Be Blunt. I am here with Terry Gray. We're going to talk about some of the new strains I got in at High Fidelity. Obviously, 710's coming up, so we're going to always talk about the event until it's happening. Going to probably talk about it after it's happened. Also, Hot Dog Night, which is only a night, which should be a month, is coming up as well. So, yeah, let's get into it. So, Terry, I saw that you guys already got the Bertoni order in. Or anything that you were super excited for that it landed?
Yeah, it is exciting. It just came in a couple days ago, so that's very cool. And probably the flamingo is my favorite, and that's what he's known for. So I was most excited for that. And cool dude, he said if he picked the color for us, but he said we'll trade it out if you want to switch to something else. So that's pretty cool. So if we all vote that we want something else, we can switch it up.
Yeah, if you want it, high fidelity green like I do, you could just put in a notes section for us. Let us know what color you want. But we also, some of the cool stuff that you guys got in that I was excited for is technically it's a functional, but it's a non-functional. It was a cup, super gnarly cup with I think it's called Reticillo, so it's pretty much super tight line works that pretty much overline and stack on each other and makes a pretty gnarly pattern. But I'm a pretty big drink guy, so any type of cup kind of floats my alley. One had a nice little, I don't know if it was a pigeon skull, but it was had a matching necklace, so that was pretty cool. So people who don't smoke could still kind of appreciate the art.
Yeah, definitely check him out if you haven't checked out his Instagram. He just won or he didn't win. He got second place,
which is good.
Yep, at the last Glass Games. So that's pretty cool. We're hoping that he'll be on the podcast next week. That's our goal because obviously he's coming to town. We've mentioned that many times. He'll be glass blowing Saturday and Sunday, both days, at the downtown Sioux Falls location.
Him and Garner Glass. So Garner Glass is going to be a glass artist right out of hometown Sioux Falls, South Dakota. So if you always want to support someone small and local, you could always go to the shop. I believe every store has at least a Garner piece in stock. We even have one at High Fidelity as well. We always like to support local. So if you're also a glass artist, you're making something new, always bring it to us. More than likely we'll be happy to always look at it. If you don't know a price for it, we could kind of give you good guidelines too. We've been in the industry for quite a bit, so we always love to help new people out.
Yeah, and shout out to Gage from Garner Glass. He's been getting most of the stuff helped set up for us, so he's putting some of his own time in just to help us out. He's going to have the glass blowing all set up for us with the regulators and everything like that. And so we're everything's coming together. So once again, Zach said Hot Dog Night
should be month, but
that High Fidelity on the 10th. What do you got going on the 10th,
Well,
Zach?
let's also swing back to Garner Glass. There's a competition going out with Carter right now, and he actually has a piece into it. So if you want to go look at some of the pieces he's made, he has two competing for a competition right now. Bertoni actually has one in the Carter selection too. So I think there's around 58 entries. So if you haven't seen any, cool glass adaptations with electronic functions, now's your time to go see it. So yeah, but now let's get back into the High Fidelity. I have 3 new deli strains that are phenomenal, and one is a Skunky Komodo, and it is a gnarly strain. It smells super skunky and very fresh and earth and greeny. So when I broke it up, you could ask all budtenders. They've all tried a gram of it. It was super soft. So when I put it in my bowl and I lit it, it was nice. It didn't just turn straight to ash. It actually had a nice even burn all the way down, and I could see I don't know where they got Komodo, but I could see where they got the skunky part. So, and then the other 2 strains I got in are Zlu, and it's not glue, it's Zlu, so it's glue with a Z instead of a G, and then also Skittles, but not with an S, with a Z. So those are both crosses with a plant called Z. So though Z is very, very hype strain right now, a lot of people are using it in a lot of like rosin cuts at the moment. I believe the last 5 cups that went on, Z strain has placed top 5, if not at least top 3 in multiple of them. So it's a super candy terp. It's kind of super highly sought after. So when I saw a farmer was growing it and they had some extra to offer, I definitely hopped on it, because even though it is on the lower THC side because it's their first harvest, it was still a phenomenal strain. The Zlu was phenomenal. So it has C with Gorilla Glue. So it was a candy funk to it. So it had the glue makes it where you feel like you're glued to the seat, so that's like the indica feeling. And then the Z kind of had a little uplifting, so you could kind of game on it. So it was pretty nice new strains that we got in.
Is it a new cultivator as well? Have we had this cultivator before?
No, it's brand new cultivator. Brothers Borders, I believe, or no, Brothers Buds, and they're out of Hickley, or if I said that right.
Hinckley, I think.
Yeah, that Minnesota. I believe this was their first flower to hit the market. So yeah, they claim to be the only ones to have full-grown 12-week flowered. They said everyone else was harvesting around 9 to 10 weeks, so they could get. They didn't always have that full terpene profile, so they claim theirs actually do have that, full range of terpenes. They have that full spectrum of taste to it. So if you ever got a lot of bud and you're like, this one tastes like the other one, it might have been harvested early, but these are also just claims. I think every bud that we've gotten has been pretty stellar. I'm really still a big fan on all the Discos that we've got in, but I've also loved all of my Lake Leaves, so.
And 4th of July, you had some killer deals, is that right?
Yeah, I had some gnarly deals, and if you lived in the county, we offer 10% off all the time, so always, nice to save a little bit of money. Last 4th of July, or this 4th of July, I stacked that on the deals. Normally, I did not allow stills to stacks, but when everyone else got 10%, you got 20. So it was pretty nice that everyone else got a little up that, normally come and support us. They got to save a little extra money that they got to put towards fireworks to have time and fun with their kids who I have a kid too. I know they needed other supplies to get through the night as well. So it was nice to, see everyone. We had, I think, around 80 people who stopped in the store, so it was a pretty phenomenal show out. A lot of people were messaging, asking if we were open. You would have known if you got signed up with the rewards because we sent out a message. So next time you come in, ask your bud tender if you're signed up for the rewards, because not only do you get a message about when we're open on holidays like that and when we do deals, you're also missing so much rewards cash. Like, I had a customer who was about to move to, I think, Kentucky or something. He's been shopping since we opened January 1st. He signed up his rewards, then never looked. He had $105 off. So what did he do? He cashed out. I was like, yeah, that's smart.
Yeah, very smart.
Yeah, I was like, he was one of our Diamond members too, so he spent a lot there. So yeah, it was sad to see him go, but always nice to see him save a little bit of money.
Right. And 4th of July in Laverne was exciting too. Zach, did you make it over to the lake to see all the events?
My gosh. No, I wish I did. So I, was a little preemptive. I shot one firework off around like 6, and my 2-year-old decided he hated fireworks and he wanted no more fireworks and he wanted to go inside for the rest of the day. So I have a bag full of fireworks still that I didn't get to use. And I saw a good bit from the house a little bit, and I heard at the end of it was raining, but everyone who stayed, instead of clapping, they were honking their horns instead.
I didn't hear about that, but that's super cool.
Yeah.
I know they do. I saw videos of tug of war contests. They were doing log rolling.
I wanted to do that so bad.
Triathlon.
I want to do that.
If you live in the Laverne region, even in South Dakota, the Midwest, make plans next year, 4th of July at the Laverne Lake. Stop by the dispensary first, of course, then head over to the lake. It's a huge event in Laverne, one of the biggest fireworks show in the region, and family-friendly, so super cool place to be on the 4th of July.
And they might have my fireworks from this year donated to them. Who knows?
The Urban Legend. We just got where we talked about the 710 coming up this weekend. We're gonna have a $710 shopping spree giveaway. So get into the store downtown Sioux Falls, and you can get registered for that.
Is it just downtown, or is it all three?
Yeah, for registering, it's just gonna be downtown. Last time we did it at all three, and it was kind of a fiasco collecting all the tickets and where's your tickets? So we're just going to do it downtown this time. We'll have a food truck down there. We're going to have a live broadcast from the Crow. But yeah, a huge giveaway, ton of grab bags, ton of deals. A bunch of items are going to be $7.10. A lot of those items are normally $25 up. So killer deals there at Urban Legend. I know they've got a lot going on at all three locations for the weekend. So stay tuned to our Facebook page. That's where we post most of our stuff. If you're not in our rewards for Urban Legend, get signed up with that. We send out emails and gives all the information for not only Urban Legend, but Common Sense and High Fidelity. We always, even the podcast, we talk about the podcast in our emails as well. So
yeah, speaking of the reward system, also, if you're coming up to Laverne too, if you have a rewards up there, you do get a coupon once a month for the dispo. So you could, even if you're not from town, at least once a month, you could always save a little bit of money as well. So always ways to save money. I know the rec market, isn't the cheapest as other states like Colorado, like we would want it to be. But you also have to remember that market's been practically alive and thriving longer than I've been alive. So when you compare it to places like that, yeah, they are cheaper, but we're going to get there. I tell people all the time, be more comparable to Illinois, because if you look up Neutral Wellness, which is a huge chain out in Illinois, you could see they're selling their aids and stuff for roughly around $55, $45, just like us before tax. Only difference is the tax rate. So, and hopefully I keep egging it on, but we keep trying to look for farmlands to get our cultivation starting. So once we get that, up and going in manufacturing, we will have a little bit better of an option to, set the price. Right now, we're kind of at the mercy of what we buy it for. So a lot of behind the scenes factors that a lot of people don't take in for account. But, if you ask your bud tenders, they'll be happy to tell you.
And Zach, you're heading to the Twin Cities this week. What are you going to be doing up there?
I am actually doing a farm visit with a dude who is, I'm going to keep it secret because I want to keep it to myself right now, but he has a very, very hype strain right now that I feel like only 8 people have. So when I saw that posted, I was super excited. One of his staple strains is Black Maple. It's been out in a couple of other dispos right now. And Black Maple is a phenomenal earthy but sweet strain. So I've had it multiple times in rosin. So it's going to be pretty unique to get it in flower. They said it's their staple strain, so they continue. That's one of the strains they continue that they're going to keep on having. So it's going to be nice to have it on the shelves. Also, had good talk with another manufacturer for half-gram disposables. I know a lot of people have been wondering where they've been. I've been wondering the same thing. So hopefully at the ending of the month, beginning of August, we're going to have some on the shelves as well as a different brand of gummies. So, and these gummies aren't just going to be hybrid based like the ones we've been getting. They're going to be actually indica leaning, hybrid leaning, or sativa leaning. So for the people who, want a gummy just for the daytime, we're going to have an option for them instead of, just a mellow time.
And how's Minnesota sitting on the low potency? Are they getting production on the higher milligrams yet? Or are we going to see that soon?
I have asked multiple distributors about it, and they still don't even seem to know what I'm talking about, which is insane that I know it before the people who could sell it know it. But I keep telling them, I've sent them screenshots of the proof. I'm like, here's the proof of the OCM. They said you could sell it to me. They said I could sell it legally. So get it to me. Let's get some magic working, because what he's talking about is beforehand we were capped off at 50 milligrams on the edibles and then 10 milligrams on the drinks. Now Minnesota is allowing 20 milligram on the drinks and then 200 milligram on the edibles. So that's 4 times the amount that you would normally get. So it's going to, kind of relieve the pressure off these adult use products. A lot of people, don't want, hemp-derived THC, but at the end of the day, it is still the same thing. So a lot of people will settle for it. And the one issue why a lot of people aren't going for it now is because, 5 milligrams, 50 milligram packets for someone who's an avid user, they might have to eat 2 or 3 of those. And that's not cost efficient for them compared to they could get a $24 Nebula bar and it's 100 milligrams and their 50 milligrams are $20 and some are 25 for some brands. So if you put in the price comparative for that, it's just not feasible for people to, substitute hemp-derived products. But with this upping the dosage, we're going to be able to lower it. So the lower the price point because you're going to get higher milligrams. So hopefully it's going to be a bit better bank for a lot of people. I know a lot of people love the chocolate bars, so hopefully we can get some 200 milligram hemp chocolate bars for them.
And speaking of candy, did we get new candy in yet?
Not yet. Shipping out hopefully this week. They're putting my order together right now. We are getting a restock of the rock hard or the old school hard candies. I am getting the pineapple, I am getting the passion fruit, I am getting the peach, and then blue raspberry. So I'm getting 4 flavors back in stock. I wish I got the green apple. It was one of the ones I just missed out on. But a lot of you guys love those. So it was an edible where it did break down in your stomach, but you sucked on it the whole time. So it activated faster, in my opinion. So instead of it, taking 30, 45 minutes to hit, these probably hit kind of like the drink, so around the 15 to 20 minute marker. And yes, they are 5 milligrams, but they're not a distillate like the other edibles are. They are going to be a live rosin, so it's going to be a more premium wax. So the reason they don't have 10 milligrams is if you look on the market, there's not a lot of live rosin to use. So they're very set back on the product that they can get to use for their candies. And they are very passionate about keeping it with live rosin, and they don't want to deter from that. So I kind of applaud them for, sticking to their roots, sticking to their cores, and not swapping to distillate and mass production. But at the end of the day, they know what they're doing.
And when you're in the cities, can you bring back any new drinks for us, or are we stuck with what we got for the week?
Oh, hopefully I just emailed them out. As long as they could get it put together, we will be the only one in town with Pappies. So they are an amazing brand made by Superior Molecular, and they also use live rosin, but it is hemp derived, but it is live rosin in their drinks, and then they have, I'd like to say 15 different types of hemp gummies. So, yeah, and a lot of theirs are cheap. So we will have some gummies for around $8 instead of the 15 to 25 marker. So that's a little bit more reasonable for a 50 milligram dosage. So
we were going to talk about it this week, our experience last Monday at the Weird Al concert.
Oh,
Zach,
yeah.
how was your experience, your first Weird Al concert ever?
Well, it wasn't just my first Weird Al. It was my first concert in general, and it was an amazing time. So I went with my 2-year-old and my wife, and he was rocking out the whole time. And a lot of people are like, a 2-year-old at a Weird Al concert. He was jamming and head bobbing just like me the whole entire time. It was amazing. Weird Al had crazy visuals the whole time. So it was basically a kid show up there. I was sitting next to a lovely couple who definitely Ubered home, but they were dancing and singing the whole time as well. So at one point, I do think she was singing the original songs, though, not the Weird Al songs, but I kind of just let it slide. I was like, yeah, you still rock out. But it was a fun time. The most fun part was I think I spent $125 on merch there. I got a hoodie for $75 and some playing cards, so it was pretty cool. And then I got a poster as well. I forgot about that guy. So
Very cool. Yeah, we had a good time too. It was me and the 3 of the kids, and we got some pretty decent seats, so we got to see the action up close, and definitely probably my best Weird Al experience. I've been 2 other times, and I would say this was, even though you can tell he's aged a lot from, I think it was last time he was in Sioux Falls was 2004, so 20 2 years ago, and that was at the Washington Pavilion. And you can tell but he's still got energy. He went solid right around probably 2 hours. Don't you think it was?
Oh yeah,
it was solid.
Yeah, I was more tired than he was. I think.
Right.
He ran right down the aisle, right in front of me, so it was pretty gnarly. I could have reached out and touched him, but I didn't want to be weird.
What else is going on this week? We got. Are you going to have some deals that we can announce or not yet?
Yes, so I am having a deal, and what is the deal for you guys? Is going to be purple octane on the deli style. You guys are going to get it for $7.50 per gram, no matter what quantity you get. If you get a gram, you get it for that plus tax. You get 28 grams, you get it for that plus times 28. I'm not doing the math for you. Plus tax. So a great deal. Normally it goes for $16 a gram. So even if you come in just for one, you're going to get a killer deal. If you come in for 28, you're still going to get a killer deal. I think even at 28, it price points at like 10 or so. So you're going to still be saving around $2.50 per gram. So that's still around $150 in savings. Amazing deal. Only gonna be a 1 week deal, so come in and get it. We do have amazing deals on our redwood pre-rolls right now. Normally they're $16 as well. They're $10 for any of them. I think I have around 14 of them still in stock. It's a full gram pre-roll for $10. That equals out to like $12.20 after tax. So an amazing deal when you put it in perspective that the cheapest gram pretty much in all of Minnesota is $19.50 after tax. You can get a whole gram pre-roll already rolled for you for $12.20 after taxes. Pretty good still.
Yeah, for sure. And for Oil Day, are we going to have enough in stock to have any deals on the concentrates?
I am going to on the actual dabbables. I am, hoping and praying that I have enough disposables and cards to make it. You guys are crazy going through them. That's my most sold item. When I opened up in January 1st, everyone was like, where's the flower? Where's the flower? Where's the flower? Since I've got the flower, my number one seller, still cards and disposables. So hopefully I will have enough. If I do have them on 710, there will be a sale, but just know on 7-Eleven there might not be any left, so you will want to come in.
Yeah, and on the devices, the batteries and stuff, we'll have a huge deal on those as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And then even on some of the electronic devices, we'll have some deals on as well. So,
is there anything we're allowed to release on electronics as far as big players?
Nope, not for 3 more days, or not for 4 more days, I believe. But Puffco does have something coming out very soon. Keep an eye out for Herb and Legend shells around the 9th. There will be something new there, so I can't tell you what it is, but if you come in on the 9th, they will have early sales. They won't be sales online, I think, till the 12th, so if you want it in hands early, you want to brag about it, post to your friends like, hey, I beat your shipping time, because everyone knows Puffco has the horrible shipping service. Love them, love their devices. Shipping service needs a little bit of work. Jolly Roger knows that.
It's tough because they're a big company and they like to abide by all the rules and laws. And there were some laws that changed a couple of years back where it prohibited them for using certain shipping people, so they're supposed to do everything by freight, and it makes everything a big mess for sure.
And not just a big company, but also a California big company, and everyone knows California is lovely. So, Olive Garden, speaking of California, not even about cannabis, Olive Garden and Texas Roadhouse have to put warnings on their menus now in California or get fined.
That's crazy. Yeah. What's the warning? Just don't eat too much, or what?
Apparently their food contains something that California deems unsafe. So super crazy. $4,500 a month if they don't put it on their menus.
The Texas Roadhouse is probably worth whatever the warning is. It's worth it to me. And the Texas Roadhouse is good.
My wife will say the same thing. She will do anything for a big steak. So.
The and speaking of steak, are we having some steak dogs on Thursday or
Not steak dogs, but I have heard they are all beef. So I wish they were, Nathan's, but I think it's a local brand. But all beef hot dogs are definitely better than pork ones, in my opinion. I'm a solid beef hot dog. So every time I go to Sunshine, I get the Nathan's, and only ones I kind of eat. It's probably because when I was little, I watched one of those videos and just was like, they use everything? No.
Yeah, they had the hot dog eating contest again this year on the 4th of July. It was he's won 18 years now.
They just need to ban him.
Chestnut is his last name, right?
Joey Chestnut. Yeah, he is insane. His house and his whole life is probably paid by Nathan's.
Oh, I'm sure. Maybe I'm wrong, but didn't he get banned like last year, the year before, because he did something illegal? I can't remember.
No, he just didn't compete, I thought.
I'm not sure, but he wasn't in it last year for some reason. We'll look it up. We'll talk about it next week when we talk about all the hot dogs we gave away.
Yeah, and everyone usually who he competes with, he's usually up by like 10 to 12. It's not usually a close competition either. I feel bad for him.
They've added things too. Like this year, and I think last year too, they had a lemonade drinking contest, a gallon, 21 seconds. The dude drank a whole. He never stopped. He's just mouth open, the jug in his mouth, just flowing down.
There's that one dude who projectile vomited, I think, on the lemonade one too. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, and then like it wasn't just once; he did it twice, and then again, and then the dude who won was like, "All right, step back a little bit."
Yeah, what a wild 4th of July! I think we broke a world record too. I know Guinness was at the Washington D.C. to record whether they were going to break the largest fireworks display in history, and I think they did break the record. So there's been videos all over. You got to definitely check it out. Love it or hate the stuff going on in Washington D.C., the fireworks show was absolutely amazing. And in South Dakota, the day before, we had Air Force One flying right over Mount Rushmore. That was pretty cool to see.
Nice.
Just in our neighboring state.
Yeah, speaking of world records, the largest joint ever rolled was in 2017, the Harvest Cup. It was 4.2 pounds, going 30 feet long.
And did they actually smoke it?
No words on how long it took to smoke. So yes, they did smoke it.
So much restriction, but
they probably had like a tube going through it, like vacuum style.
Oh, for sure. I think you completely spaced off doing your fun facts.
I know. I got a bunch of them right now. I'm gonna spit them out real quick before I lose time. Do you know that the U.S. government has their own marijuana farm in Mississippi, even though it's federally illegal? That is how they get the marijuana for all of their studies. They do not just arrest people on the street for it. They actually grow it themselves. They've been growing it there since 2003. And then another one is Canada once issued a weed-themed coin in 2018 when they legalized cannabis. The Royal Mint made a coin.
That's crazy. And we got some intel here on Joey Chestnut.
Breaking news.
Joey Chestnut was cheating on his people, on the hot dogs. He was getting sponsored by Impossible Foods, which is a plant-based hot dog company, I guess. So he got banned because he was sponsored by a vegetable hot dog instead of a beef hot dog.
I mean, how many dogs are good for you in one sitting, though?
And shout out to the beef producers of Rock County. They're the ones who are helping sponsor so we can have all beef hot dogs at Hot Dog Night.
Absolutely, yeah. This is going to be a great time, so we're going to end it very soon. I just want to reiterate, I want you guys to be at this 7:10 show. It's going to be not on 7:10, but it's going to be the following days, so 7, 11, and 12. It's the weekend, 7:10 weekend, I believe. And then also, I have new strains coming in as well. I have Pink Lemonade coming from Lake Leaf, and then the returning crowd favorite of Grape Cream Cake. And then I had around 40 grams of my Max Stomper. I was going to be sold out, but I also got that coming back in stock. So good strains coming back. I know a lot of people loved it, so every time I get the opportunity to get it for you guys, I will. So, yeah, hopefully you guys have a great day. Stay terpy. Let's Be Blunt is recorded at Star Media Podcasting Suite in downtown Laverne, Minnesota. If you'd like more information about renting the suite, contact Star Media. See our show notes for more details.